Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen, this is Veronica Extremes Coaching and Tarot. Today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hump day. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. It's our daily reading. I'm going to use the Barbieri Tarot today. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to use the Radiant Wise for clarifying. Got it up here too. And I usually put the names in the description. So, like the decks, most of the decks I get are on Amazon. Not all of them. Sometimes, like, when I go into cities I've never been into, I try to find their little shops and maybe get something different. So let's get started. What do we need to know today? Okay. Present or current situation is Seven of Cups, present influence, Ace of Wands, future influence, Four of Swords. What we don't see is the Sun, unexpected. That is strength. Challenge, Hermit, strength, Ten of Wands. Where does this go? That is Four of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and Seven of Swords. Interesting. Advice, Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Yeah, Three of Cups. Yeah, Three of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. I mean, I'm just looking at all the cards right now. There is something here about celebrating. So, like, this card is very unique in the respect for Three of Cups is because it's almost like the Two of Cups. In the description, she speaks of that she can always count on this person, basically. It makes her laugh. And, you know, that kind of description. And so it's really about being around people that, you know, make you feel good, make you laugh. And, which is interesting because we have Seven of Cups in the current situation, which means you're looking at your choices. You're in a position of, what do I really want to do? It could be also a little bit of a daydream feeling to me, something of a daydream. I'm more interested, because this will clarify this, is the Ace of Wands. This is the influence. There's something that's sparking you to have to make choices. There's a spark here. I always think of the Ace of Wands as a spark. It's a fire. It's a beginning that kind of is, exciting. It's not just an idea. It's more of an energy, right? The Ace of Swords to me is that idea. The Ace of Wands is energy behind it, where, so it feels good to me that's in the influence. Tell me about this Ace of Wands, please. And the present influence. What is this for today? Knight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Feels like with the Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, I think of those as almost the same card, because the Queen is the court card, the Nine is, that it's working hard and reaching your goals, right, and becoming independent. But it's not really independent. A lot of people will use it as being single or whatever. I always look at it as, reaching goals and understanding those goals. And the Queen of Pentacles also does that on a higher level, though. The Knight of Swords is interesting to me because this has to do with something that there's a chaotic feeling here that's sparking you to have to make a decision. There's something with this Knight of Swords. So this could be a person for some of you, kind of a chaotic energy that comes in and kind of gets you excited. However, it does also speak to what's important to you and your stability with that Queen of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel like this could be definitely some kind of opportunity at work, change at work, or something that's sparking you. Maybe it's even a project or something. It has to do with this Knight of Swords. So this Knight of Swords doesn't have to be a person. It could be an idea. It could be, um, something that, but I feel like it's a little bit chaotic. So I'm getting kind of this chaotic feeling, and I feel like that's what you're like looking at in a whole. Like, how is this going to work? How is this going to fit in? And um, with that Ace of Wands too, we've got those Pentacles, and to me, I'm looking at there's something about stability here. That's why I'm going like career or home. There's something happening, and it feels a little chaotic to me. But at the same time, it's exciting, right? So, what is this Seven of Cups? Can you tell us about the current situation? Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands, King of Wands. So yeah, it could be looking at, do I want to do what I love, or what do I want to do and I'm passionate about? Because the Seven of Cups again is about the choices, and the Ace of Wands is hunkered right in between these two. And I like that the Ace of Wands clarified this, because it does have to do with some kind of new spark. But it's leaving you in a place where, what do I do next? And yeah, with the Four of Swords there, you're going to take some time out a little bit to think about it. But um, specifically in the energy, I feel like the King of Wands could be someone that's bringing you that offer. It's kind of like that Knight of Swords almost, where the King of Wands is very motivating, gets you passionate about a situation. They kind of have when they get excited about a situation, they're kind of like a salesperson. They can get you excited about it too. They just have that energy about them. But this is also important to you with that Queen of Cups. So I think that's where the decision is coming in. And that's why you're kind of looking at all your options and you're focusing. It's almost like, getting advice from the tarot. Like she's looking at this crystal ball and saying, what do I do? Um, that's kind of like the feeling I'm getting. And if you're watching tarot, sometimes we reach out to see like what to do next. Where do I go? We have the Four of Swords in the future influence, which means there will be a little bit of a break. Um, there's something that you still need to learn about. And the Hermit is sitting there in the challenge, which means that you may not have all your answers yet. And the Four of Swords is kind of speaking to me the same way, that you may need to take a moment out. And this is an influence, so there may be like an energy that you say, okay, I'm just going to chill here. And it's almost like the excitement comes in, and then there's a lull. This is the lull. Not that it's necessarily bad. Sometimes, when we take a new opportunity, like an Ace of Wands brings, it's exhausting. And we don't think about it and we just do it. So I feel like this is the thought process. Um, the sun is in what you don't see. So there's something here with this energy coming in, that chaos is, and I feel like there's joy behind it. There's excitement as far as happiness and joy. Tell me about the Four of Swords first. Actually, I'm just going to do the sun because the Four of Swords made sense. Tell me about the sun, please, in the what we don't see. Oh, that was upside down. Oh, Lovers pops in there. I feel like you'll learn something. So the lovers can be partners, right? Or someone that's close to you. But there's something here with the moon, things being unclear. And that's why it feels so hard and tough and heavy. And this is about someone that's close to you, or a partner, or maybe having to do with this. I don't necessarily think it's love. For some of you, it could be. But there's, what you don't realize is there's joy behind this, but it's been really rough lately. So there is something here that I feel like once that 10 of wands is done, there'll be more happiness. This is not, I don't think, someone's feeling. I feel like what this is a peek into, once this unclear thing clears, you'll be able to understand stuff, and that brings in the joy. Now the hard part is we do have strength in the unexpected. Now, what do we have to be strong about? Like, what is this strength? Because why do we have to be strong? I mean, she just looks like she's the strength is there in those eyes, like, I've got this. And looking like, serious though, which I think is the most important piece here. What is this strength in the unexpected? What is this about, so that we can get more clarity here? The Eight of Swords, the Death card, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so we've got eights going on here. So it goes, I think why you have to be strong is there's something here where you were really stuck, and then the Death card, that things are changing, and now things are moving really fast. So if you felt like things were like moving really slow, and suddenly things are moving fast, it's like you have to like really pull in, because like, oh, I'm just used to going moving really slow and not really worried, kind of that feeling where all of a sudden, no, um, things are going to take off. And this could also be a message about something new. Again, I feel like this was new. This has to do with the opportunity. And it I think that you don't realize how much sustainability you have. And I think that says a lot with the 10 of wands also being in the strength, that you're almost to the end here. You're going to make this. This feels like it's been going on for a while, a little bit too. So we have the hermit and the challenge. Here is what I feel like the challenge is that you have been on a search, and I feel like you don't feel like this is the answer to that search, and hence why the 7 of cups is there, because you feel like that you might have to, that this is that you feel like you may be, and I'm not, this is more intuitive, like you're not getting what you deserve, or this isn't what I want and I feel like I should get more. But this is saying, is your search done, or do I continue to search? And that's, again, part of that 7 of cups, and part of this is being the challenge, because what do you do? Like, do I keep going? And so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I don't feel like it's a big challenge. I feel like it's just part of that whole 7 of cups. Anytime we have to make a decision, it can be hard. The 10 of wands, though, is in the strength. And this is really, that this burden, it might seem like you can't handle it, but you absolutely can. It's not insurmountable. And it just might be hard for a little bit longer. I feel like the 10 of wands is all about restructuring, or, you know, um, changing the way you're carrying a load. So if it feels hard, you just might have to switch the way you think about something, or the way you're doing something. But I feel like there may be this opportunity, feels to me like it will bring in um, something exciting. But I feel like with all of the cards that are kind of like there, you're worried that it's not exactly what you want. And it's like, do I take advantage of this, or do I wait for what I want? And I'm getting that over and over, like, because in a way, it's like it's hard. But part of that 10 of wands too isn't just the situation itself, it's making that choice. That's a burden in itself. And I feel like you're going to need to get out of it. And I think like this card here with the 4 of pentacles being where this leads is saying you're holding on to everything right now. You're not letting go of any of those choices at this point. And with the 4 of pentacles, it leads to the 2 of wands. So I feel like you'll know what you want to do here coming really soon. It's not like this is long lived. But the 7 of swords kind of speaks to me a little bit in, I feel like it's you taking back your life, but let's clarify. So, what is the Four of Pentacles, please? What is this Four of Pentacles? Hermit, High Priestess, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. So this is like exactly what I was talking about with the Hermit. The did you really? Are you really? Should you wait and keep moving on? And I feel like the High Priestess is telling you to hang in there, because the reason why you're holding on is the Seven of Pentacles and the High Priestess. The High Priestess is that intuition and the knowing, and the Seven of Pentacles is this, you kind of waiting to see how things pan out, like how they, where they go. Um, because the Seven of Pentacles, right, is about planting the garden. Is it going to grow? Is it not going to grow? You're kind of waiting to see what really happens. So this is the Four of Pentacles. That's why you're kind of holding on to stuff, because you really, your gut is telling you that this could be the right thing. I don't think it's telling you it's not the right thing, but I think what it's telling you is don't jump. Don't, make sure that this is going to give you what you want, because it seems to me like you might have choices here. Um, And I feel like too, like it has something to do with trusting people with that Three of Cups. I was telling you this has a little bit of a difference of a meaning than your normal Three of Cups. So I feel like it's almost about trust too. And then the Two of Wands, I always feel like, so here with this Two of Wands, if you look, they're both wrapped up by the serpent. One has to get free first, and then the other, then they can help, right? It's just like the oxygen mask with the mother and child. It's, this is counting on people too. So this isn't only about planning. It is planning about how to move forward, because how do we get out of this situation where we're wrapped up in, and what steps do we need to take to get there? So it is planning, but it also can be about, knowing what to do first, I think, more than anything. And I think that's where you're at, is you're kind of looking at it like, okay, what do I do first in the Two of Wands here? Tell me more about this. Let's see if we can get more information on our Two of Wands. I got cards flipping. Yeah. Okay, Two of Wands, please. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so the King of Wands comes up again. We got Two of Pentacles, Hierophant, and the King of Wands. There's something here too with this Two of Wands. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles is about the balance. There's some kind of commitment you have to make, and the King of Wands is waiting for that. So this might have to do definitely with you having to make a decision and saying, okay, this is what I want to do. Um, and I feel like that this is the weight, and this is the commitment. And I got to put my stuff in order. You got the Two of Wands here, which is almost the same energy, not quite. And then the Hierophant, yeah. And the King of Wands is looking at all of these cards and saying, okay, I need to know what to do here. So there's someone waiting for an answer. And but that's what you're doing. You're saying, okay, now what? And so that you can provide that answer. And then it leads to the Seven of Swords. And I'm a little bit skeptical about the Seven of Swords, because the Seven of Swords can be about dishonesty, theft, but it also can be about you taking something back. So if you feel like something's been taken from you, it can be about taking back. And I'm getting that, but we'll let's clarify to make sure that that's the right track. Because I feel like with the Four Pentacles to the Wands, you're doing the right thing. You're hanging in there. You're holding on to all your options. Two of Wands is then making those plans to move forward. And the Seven of Swords, I feel like, is you going, okay, I'm taking this stuff back, man. Because I feel like you're getting empowered here. All of these cards moving forward feel like empowerment to me, in the sense of over time, like over, it might be just a few days. But this energy probably has been sitting with you for more than that. What is the Seven of Swords, please? Tell me about the Seven of Swords. What is this and where this leads to? Nine of Swords, Six of Swords, Three of Wands. Yeah, I think this is taken back, because I feel like this situation is stressful for sure. So you've got the Nine of Swords. The Six of Swords to me is that, okay, I know where I need to go next. I know what to do. And the Three of Wands is, yep, this is exactly what I see coming in now. So I feel like, yes, you're going to take things back. You're going to, the seven of so the nine of wands is the release of that, of the taking the back, because this this has been stressful. It eventually leads to you understanding. So yes, the six of swords goes to the seven of swords. But in this case, I feel like you're going, okay, I know what I need to do. And I do. I feel like you're going to take things back. Let me see if there's anything else we need to know. Anything else we need to know about this? Where else? Okay, what comes after the seven of swords? Let's just do that, please. Oh, three of swords. Oh, hangman. So no, yeah, the seven of swords might be someone not being honest, because then it goes to the three of swords, but it goes to the hangman. So you may be immediately disappointed or realizing, and I'll tell you honestly, when I see the three of swords, I'm not thinking like sadness. I feel like it's more like, I feel like you're going to understand. But yeah, I think you are. Like, this, the card is not all good. The seven of swords. I mean, it's not like, but sometimes it can be, but I don't think it's all good. However, even though you may feel a little bit down here, it is eventually going to lead to you looking at the situation from a different angle, which will only help you move forward. Um, it's interesting to me. I'm going to just do three cards. Anything else we need to know about this? Because it's a lot. The six of cups. Okay. Tower, and then six of swords. So there's the six of swords again. And then the tower. So it may feel like the past, but the past has changed with that tower, and you're going to know where you need to go, because the six of swords is about knowing what you're doing. You're It's not, you're making that decision to get into this boat and move forward. It's not like this is happening, and I feel like it comes from that tower. There's something here about things aren't going to be the same. This tower is a big change, I feel like. And I feel like that's why there's that three of swords and seven of swords, partially. Because when you have a big change, and I feel like it's more about, oh, this isn't exactly like I was expecting it. And I think it's good, because we don't want to relive the past. The past is changing. Things have changed. It's not going to be like the past, which might be a really good thing. And you understand that with that six of swords. I like this. The three of pentacles, I feel like in here with our, this being our advice, is to be really thorough. It's also asking you, like, when I look at this, like, she's got that, I'm looking right, I'm looking at what I want to do. I'm pinpointing it. I mean, it can also be about the three of pentacles collaboration, and it definitely feels that way with the three of cups at the bottom of the deck. This has to do with more than just you. It might be a group of people, maybe work in the sense, but I feel like, honestly, I'm getting a little warning here where it's saying not everybody in your circle has your back. So make sure you know who to trust. And if you don't trust, if you don't know, go lightly with everybody, right? You may know one person that you absolutely can trust, but I feel like this is saying go lightly. I really feel like this is a warning. Um, and it's about the people around you. It feels work to me, work related, project related. I mean, it could be home related. But if there's anything that you're making a decision about, and there's a group of people involved with all of these cards, especially with that seven of swords and the three of swords, it's as and the hangman even, it's asking you to look at things very closely. And I think that that ace of wands can come in and get you really excited, because that's what the ace of wands does. And if you move too fast, which I don't think you end up doing with all the that four of swords in the future influence, you're not going to move real fast, which is good, because you really need to, like, really see what and I really feel like this is, look at everybody around you. Is there anyone that's not, that you might not be able to trust, and use your intuition on that as well. Make sure that you understand that And I'm thinking a bigger group where you don't know everybody in this group. Or even if you do, you you probably then know who you can't trust. For those of you who like, a bigger group would be if you're working for a bigger company and you have people in that group that you don't know. And if you're a star or you really shine or you do a really good job and people know it, people want to outshine you. There's competitiveness all over the place. So just be really understanding that, someone may not have your back. Because, all in all, most people are out for themselves, even though right, you're doing a project, but just keep that in mind. Okay, I'll let it go there. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Take care, be careful, have a beautiful day.